Morning to Sejamil. This is practical test 1 and my name is NATALIANO GURUBOT. Okay, let's move to the question. In actual work, the purpose of this labeling laboratory is to prepare a Kentau map for fixing site for reservoir, dam and etc. It is also to fix the alignment of the road, railway, irrigation, canal and etc. Moreover, it is to determine the altitude of different important points on a hill or to the reduced level of different points on or below the surface of the earth. Lastly, it is to prepare a longitudinal and cross-section of the project such as road, railway, and irrigation canal in order to determine the volume of earthwork. Okay, there's a 7 equipment used in this laboratory. First, auto label. Auto label is a professional tools that can establish or verify point in the same horizontal plane. Number 2 is leveling staff. It is used with a leveling instrument to determine the difference in height between point of height of point above a vertical datum. Number 3, a tripod. Number 4, measurement tape. Number 5, bubble level to indicate whether a surface is horizontal or vertical. Number 6 is writing board, and lastly is peg arrow. There's a 2 section in this laboratory. That it's longitudinal leveling and cross-sectional leveling. So first I will explain the longitudinal leveling. Number 1, first staff is seated on the benchmark that having RL 101.5 m. The level points are then set at the interval of 50 meters each. Number 2, the instrument is then positioned and temporarily at the point where every leveling point can be observed. For first staff, the reading is recorded as a backside, and then the reading of other staff positioned not as intermediate side IS until the last point where the instrument is then shift to another point. This point is known as a change point CP. Number 3, the instrument is then shift to the next point and temporarily adjusted by staff note as foresight from the previous reading is not shift and the reading is recorded as a back side. Step 2 is repeated. Number 4, step 2 and step 3 are repeated until meet the benchmark point. Okay. Next, I will explain step-by-step procedure for the cross-sectional leveling. The outer level equation need to be set to at the suitable position. For example, at the center line of the longitudinal leveling, in order to allow reading of the staff to be recorded. Okay. Step number 2, the staff are positioned as shown in appendix 1C. You can see the appendix in lab manual, which is at least 7 staff position need to be recorded. The selection of the staff position must be considered the height difference between points. Step number 3, the last step. Step 2 and step 1 and step 2 are repeated for the next 4 locations. Okay. A tripod stand is portable 3-leg frame used as a platform for supporting the weight and maintaining the stability of some other object. A tripod provides a stability against downward force and horizontal force and movement about horizontal axis. Okay, the item number 2 is peg arrow. Peg arrow are the marking pin that are mostly used in the chain surveying. They are used to mark the end of the chain length if the length of the line to be measured in more than a chain length. After the end of each chain length, The peg arrow is inserted in the ground, but if the ground is hard and difficult, a scratch may be made with the point at the end of the arrow. Before we conduct the leveling fieldwork, the precaution that we need to take is such as tripod should be fixed at suitable height so that field officer can easily to take the reading. Number two, tripod legs should be properly adjusted in the ground soil. Number three, leveling staff should be checked before conducting a survey so that it may not cause error. During the test, the leveling fieldwork, the survey, bubble should be centered carefully and it should be rechecked continuously during the survey. Make sure the bubble is centered all the time. Number two, ground should be level before taking the reading at the change point, and reading should be taken very carefully. Number three, data like acre number, square meter, and station distance should be carefully written on the field book. After we conduct the uh, laboratory fieldwork test, make sure the survey are closed. Level set equipment should be carefully packed after completing the survey. That's all.